Hey guys, and welcome to our first day together of chemistry. If I'm being 100% honest with you, chemistry is probably, I would say, my second favorite subject. My first favorite subject, of course, being me. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about me. Some things you need to know about me is that I did not grow up in Minnesota. That's a fun fact. Grew up in Illinois instead. I know, crazy, right? I seem so well adjusted. I coach soccer. That's a fun time. I advise Science Olympiad, which is another club, and I'm also the commissioner of intramural basketball. So, for those of you that are interested in forming a basketball team, assuming that we have intramural basketball this year, talk to me about it. I make homemade pizzas sometimes, and also I got married, so that's cool. Moving on here, let's talk about chemistry. Chemistry is, of course, the reason why you're all here today. It can be a hard class. That's a true fact. Here's another true fact. I am here to make it easier. That's my job. Yeah. So here's something you can do to help me make it easier for you. You're going to need a binder, and a folder, and you're going to need a 100-page notebook. Notebook to take all your notes, the binder and the folder to store stuff. Um, Maybe not as much paper this year as in years past. I think that's probably true for all classes. There's going to be less paper in total that you'll need, but always good to stay organized with a binder, and definitely you're going to need a notebook to take some notes. Alrighty. By this point in time, you're like, damn, summer's finally over, isn't it? That's okay. I got two inspirational quotes that'll help you get through the remaining 13 minutes of this video. Here are my two inspirational quotes. Number one, check Schoology. Yeah, that's an inspirational quote for us all. And also check Campus, right? These are the two big platforms you should have been checking since like 2016 because I've had materials on there since then. You know what I'm saying? Everything I post is on there. That's no different last year than it is this year, than it will be next year. So you got to start checking Schoology. It's got to be every day. So here's a look. Here's a look at my wonderful, beautiful Schoology webpage. Here's what we got. Every week has a folder. So you'll notice this week one folder, that's a weekly folder. And then inside that folder are 5 daily folders, one for each day. Inside every daily folder, there's a couple things that you're going to have to do. You ready? You're going to need to do an assignment. Usually this will be a homework assignment. Sometimes it's a quiz. Sometimes it's a lab. Kind of depends on the day. This, for example, is a homework assignment. If you look at this puzzle piece over there, that's a quiz. Notice the difference? It says quiz on it, right? And then lastly, I'll have links to activities. I'll have links to YouTube videos. That's what this is. And I'll also from time to time post documents that are helpful. For example, in this case, the review document had like 20 questions versus the actual review daily assignment had like 5 of those questions that it just picked from. It was like, hey, did you do this assignment? You answer those 5 questions saying, yes, I did the assignment, and you get points for it. So that's one of the ways that I like to kind of have you gauge your own workload. If you do 5 questions and you're like, I got this, then it's all good, right? Okay, so hopefully that helps you see what a week in the life of chemistry is going to look like. Now let's talk about what do your grades look like. I got a ton of questions last year on this during online learning, so I just wanted to clarify right off the bat. Everyone knows what they're expected to do. First thing you got to do on the to-do list, watch the video, right? Then you got to complete the daily, I put quiz in quotes there. It's usually going to just be a daily assignment. You got to complete it though. It's 2 to 5 questions. It's going to be based on content, and it's going to be graded based on accuracy. You get the question right, you get the point. You get it wrong, you get to try again and get the point right the next time. Then the last thing I want you to do, just because most of your learning is going to be outside of school, I want you to record the questions you have, at least one, right? Let me know, hey, I don't understand this part. That way, when we get back in class, we can use the most of our time together. That's going to be the key here. That's going to be how we survive online learning together, is by me knowing what people are messing up on. The only way I'm going to know what people are struggling with is if you people tell me, right? You got to tell me. You got to let me know, hey, I didn't get it. That's okay. We'll just get you to a point where you know it better. Here's the Schoology gradebook. This was also something that kind of tripped people up last year. So here's what I have. I've got a bunch of homework assignments in red, and then the individual score for each homework assignment. Some were out of 6 points, some were out of 5 points. This is just a sample. Those are updated by Schoology. That's automatic. As soon as you finish the quiz, that grade goes in the gradebook, right? This assignment should be the same in Schoology as it is in Canvas. The difference is I have to take those Schoology numbers and transfer them over to Campus. So it's going to take me some time to actually do that. I'm going to kind of do it on a weekly basis. So kind of at the beginning of the week, you get your stuff done. At the end of the week, deadline closes. And then I take those grades, plug them into Campus. And then we just kind of go from there. Now, if you look at that blue 92%, 92% is the average of all these 5 homework assignments. 92%, however, is not what your grade will be for this class, right? Because some of these might be homework, some of these might be labs, some of these might be quizzes, and I'm going to weight all of those things differently. So the percentage you see over here is not accurate, but the individual score for each assignment should match up with Campus, but this blue percentage will not. That's the difference there. It's an unweighted score versus a weighted score. So usually, since people do better on homework, their percentages are higher on Schoology than they actually are on Campus. So don't get fooled into thinking that you have a higher percentage than you actually do. Make sure you're, checking Campus and checking Schoology. But Schoology is a great opportunity for you to see, hey, did Mr. Smith transfer everything over correctly, right? Because it's possible I didn't, right? Think about it. I've got 5 classes. Total, I've got 150 students. So every day, every student is completing 5 assignments over the course of a week. That's 750 assignments on the week that I have to transfer over. So if I make a mistake on one of those, that's going to really mess up someone's grade, but that's still like a 99% accuracy of typing, right? I'm going to strive for 100, but I'm going to make clerical errors along the way, right? So just let me know if something looks different from Schoology versus Campus. But again, yes, your percentage will look different, but no, your individual score should look the same on Schoology and Campus. Hopefully that makes sense. Here's what a calendar looks like. This is kind of the plan. We're going to start by talking about everybody's favorite, the periodic table. What? Sorry, I'm such a nerd. Anyways, so we're going to talk about the periodic table. Super stoked for it, as you can tell. So here's just a look at what the calendar is. You'll get a copy of this, and also those weekly folders will be set up so you'll know every day what you're supposed to be doing. Something you'll notice is that quizzes tend to be on Wednesdays, just because that's a good day, I think, to quiz. And you'll also notice that we don't have a whole lot of labs, but if we do, I'll tend to try and split it into 2 days. So each group can be in the lab one of the days. That's kind of the plan at this point. Here's a periodic table. You'll get a copy of this. This is super, super helpful when it comes to learning about the periodic table. You're going to need a copy of the periodic table, and it's got a ton of helpful information on the back, which will also be extraordinarily useful for you. So I gotcha. Trying to get you a periodic table. Okay, let's talk Campus. Now, 2 things you're going to see a lot of is you're probably going to see a lot of blanks. Hopefully, eventually everything gets entered in, but in the meantime, you're going to see a bunch of blanks, and you might, hopefully you don't, but if you see an M, those things mean different things for every teacher. Here's what it means for me. If an assignment is blank, that just means I haven't put it in the gradebook yet. It means the assignment could have been completed, might not have been, but it probably was, and I just haven't entered it in yet. If you see an M, that means you did not complete it. Or it means you did complete it, but you just did it after the deadline, so I have to go back retroactively and clean it up. Hopefully, we won't see a lot of the second bullets. And one of the things I'm doing, as I mentioned earlier, is kind of at the end of the week, homework is due every single day, but at the end of the week, then just saying no more late assignments and kind of closing off the ability to take Schoology quizzes or Schoology homework assignments again. So please make sure that every day you're doing your assignment, and know that you'll have a couple days extra, but you won't have months extra. You'll get like a week total and then no longer. That's kind of the plan at this point. It's your responsibility to know what's due and to make sure you don't have any missing assignments. So check that Schoology, check that Campus, and then talk to me if you see something that's different. Cool. Some other highlights from the syllabus: supplies. You need a notebook and you need a folder. And you also need an iPad, which you should probably all have. And hopefully you have Notability installed. A lot of other teachers are also using that, so it's not just me. Make sure you got that installed. If you cheat, you're going to get no points, no sympathy, and no second chances. I don't like it when people cheat. It seems like a personal attack to me. So don't do it. Number one, just because it hurts my feelings. But more importantly, number two, is that people who cheat on assignments don't do well on those assignments that they cheat on. So don't cheat. It's low risk, high reward. Okay, let's talk grading scale. At this point in time, tests are going to be worth 40 points. Quizzes are going to be 20 points. Labs are 20%, and homework is 20%. So that's the breakdown. This all adds up to 100. It's 40, 20, 20, 20%. Cool. As of right now, the semester final is worth 12% of the grade. This could change. I'm not saying that I have information that I'm not sharing with you. I know as much as you do about what the grading is going to look like. My guess is that we'll be asked as teachers to kind of turn quarter one and quarter two into one semester, because quarter one is super short and quarter two is a lot longer. Also, we live in uncertain times, so the possibility of us having a semester final is up in the air in a way that it hasn't been in previous years due to the Rona. So yeah, cool. Cell phones, don't use them. If you need to use technology, if you need to log on to the internet for any reason, use your iPad. That being said, I'm not going to hound you. You guys are juniors or upperclassmen now. You should know when to be on your phone, when to not be on your phone. The only times I'm really going to hound you is if I know you're missing information and I know that your phone use is affecting your overall performance, right? So if those two things are the case, I'll get on your case a little bit, tell you to put it away. That's about as much as I'll get into it. But this just goes back to make sure that when we're in class, we're using our time effectively. I'm going to try not to waste your time outside of class, right? These videos are trying to be as short as possible, as succinct as possible. So when we're in class, please make sure you're not wasting your own time. Please make sure you're on task. You're asking questions, right? Let's make the most of the limited time we have together to make it worth a lot more time. That's the plan. Hall pass, we have one, use it. It might get a little bit dirty, I guess, or like you might want to disinfect it. I don't know, just wash your hands after using it, which you should be doing anyways, because the bathroom. Great, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have just a splendid rest of your day.